Hi, this is Maria from Crochet A to Z, and welcome to the channel. If you haven't subscribed yet, please push that subscribe button, and if you have, I want to thank you. I want to thank everyone for being here today. Today I want to show you this great stitch. I also want to ask you if you would please push that like button, because it does help get the algorithms out there so other crocheters can find this channel. So today I want to show you this great, really pretty stitch, lightly textured, just really pretty. Easy, beginners to advanced and everyone in between. So this is called the Royal Ridge stitch. And what you have is this little ridge that runs across this pattern. It's the same on both sides, if you'll see, and it's just really pretty. It gives it a really nice texture. Not a heavy texture, but a light texture, but thus it is textured. So let's get started, and I'll show you just how easy this stitch is to make. I am using a 5mm H hook. You can use whatever yarn you want and whatever crochet hook corresponds for that yarn. So today we're going to just get started, and here it is right here. And what we're going to do is we're going to do a slip knot. Again, beginners to advanced, anybody in between, anyone that has not crocheted ever. For this tutorial, I am using a Red Hot Super Saver yarn, and it is a 4-weight yarn. Just want to mention that. So just so you can see, and there's all the information on there, and it is white, and there it is for medium weight. So again, let's get started. Once we do our slip knot, we are going to chain as many chains as you want. So you don't have to do a certain amount of chains, just chain as many as you want. So I'm going to start 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. After you chain the amount that you want for whatever it is that you're making, the width of whatever it is that you're making, whether it's an Afghan, whether you're making a scarf, anything at all, whatever you choose to make with this, you have to just chain 1 after that. After I did the 22, I chained 1. So after you chain 1, and this is your working chain, these are your chains, and at the very end is your slip knot for new crocheters, not considered a chain. So now what we're going to do is in the first, second, 1, 2, we're going to make a single crochet. Now I want to show you, I just want to go over this ridge stitch with you. Again, we did our chains here. We're working on the next row right down here. So what we're going to do is after we make our single crochet, we're going to single crochet right across. So we're going to make single crochets right across in each chain across. And I'll show you that again. So in each chain across, we're going to make a single crochet. If you have never crocheted before, That's what they look like. You're going to go into that chain, pull up that loop, yarn over, and pull through 2. And that's your single crochet. Again, we're going to go in to this chain, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. And this is what we're going to do right across. So we're going to go right across and do our single crochet. Right across. While I was down here, I went through my Christmas decorations because it's getting close, and I just wanted to just go through everything and see what I have, and also some Thanksgiving stuff I wanted to pull up and bring up upstairs. It's amazing, but the days and the months are going by really fast, and we'll be thinking about the holidays. And you know, if you want to make somebody a gift with any one of these patterns and stitches, it would be great. And they're quick moving patterns and stitches. So now this is your single crochet right across. So now we're going to chain 1, and we're going to turn our work. I want to mention that chain 1 counts as nothing. So we're going to turn our work, and what we're going to do is we're going to do a half double crochet in the chain 1 where you turned your work. So we're going to do a half double crochet in that chain where we did that chain 1. And now we're going to do a half double crochet right across. So we're going to do a half double crochet right across. For anybody that's new to crochet, you yarn over, you go into that stitch, you pull up a loop, you yarn over, and you're going to pull through all 3 loops. And you're going to do this in each stitch across. So we're going to just continue that pattern right across in each stitch. So what I want to say is what we did is we did this, and now we're doing this. So in the next row, we're going to be doing our ridges. So we're going to show you how that works. So let's just do half double crochets in every stitch across. And again, you're going to yarn over, go into that stitch, pull up that loop, yarn over, and pull through 3. And we're going to do this right across. Easy peasy. Beginner to advanced, everyone in between, anyone that's not picked up a crochet hook, these tutorials are for you. I want to be able to show you how to do these stitches no matter what level you're on. I go slow, you can write it down, you can follow along with me, and we can just do these stitches together. Now make sure that you go into that last stitch, because it almost looks like nothing, but it is a stitch. Sometimes it can be a little bit difficult to get into, but don't worry, not a problem. So here it is, and that's your second row. And what we did was we did this, the chains, we did the single crochet, and then we did the half double crochet. Now you're going to chain one and turn your work. Now this is where it gets interesting, and this is your pattern repeat. We're going to be working in the third loop, and I'm going to show you what that means. These are your V's, which are your crochet stitches. See the V? We're not going to be going into this or this. We're going to be going into, I'm going to show you, there. So here we go. So what we're going to do is a half double crochet in the third loop. So we're going to yarn over, and we're going to go in this loop here, right in the front. That's the one we're going to be working. So what we're going to do is go in and make a half double crochet right in that loop. Now we're going to go into the next one. Here it is right here. This is your V's, but we're going in the front, and we're going to do a half double crochet. Now we're going to do a half double crochet in every stitch across in that third loop. Not this loop, not that loop. That's your V's, in the one right that's looking at you. We're going to go right in here, and we're going to make a half double crochets, and we're going to go right across in every loop, or should I say in every third loop, and that's the loop directly in front of your V stitches. Now I'm going to show you something too. I want to just kind of go back, but you're going to go in here, and you're going to make that half double crochet in this spot. And we're going to go, here it is again. I want to show it. I want to be able to pull that. That's where you're going to go. Here it is again. We're going to go in there, and I'm going to show you again right here. And we're going to go right across, and we're going to go in every one across. There's another one. And it'll get easier and easier once you get used to what you're looking at. You're going to go right in here, and you're going to make your half double crochet. There it is again, right there. And when you do it towards you, you're going to see, there it is. And I'm going to show you with that other Here it is again. Here it is again. You're going to go right in there. And make sure you get that last one. And you can see it, it's right here. Now what you're going to do is you're going to chain 1. It counts as nothing. You're going to turn your work. And we're going to go right into this first stitch. We have the chain 1. So again, we chained 1 and we turned. And now we're going to go into this first one and do a half double crochet. So we're going to go into the front loop, and I'm going to pull this over so you can see we're not going into the V's. We're going into what's in front of the V's. So here's one right here, and we're going to make a half double crochet. And we're going to go right across, and you're going to see that you can tell where you are, and you're just going to make your half double crochets right across, and we're not going in to, again, I want to show you, we went into there, so we're not going, we're going into these. And it'll get easier and easier when you do this. It'll get easier and easier because they'll stand out. The more you, for some reason, as you do the rows, it just becomes easier. Your eye knows where to look. You're not confused by the fact that you have all this going on. You're not confused by it because it's sticking out at you. So once you know that you're not going into the V, but you're going into the third loop. So here's your half double crochet. Here's your third loop of, and we're going right across and into a third loop. See? Now I'm going to show you, here's your first ridge. See the ridge? Now I'm going to show you. When you turn this around, your ridge is coming alive in the back. And we're going to go right across, and we're going to make a half double crochet in that ridge. Or should I say in that, I should say we're making a half double crochets in that third loop that's going to actually create or help create the ridge. Now I want to say that what's going to happen is we're going to do this is your repeat row over and over again, and this will make your royal ridge pattern over and over again. It's the same thing from row to row. And see how easy it is to, you'll just know where to go, because that's how easy it becomes. And then you have your last one at the end. Now wait when you turn around. There's your ridge. Now I'm going to show you with this. So here it is. you're going to chain 1 and turn your work. Now we're going to start over and we're going to go right into the front, and we're going to do a half double crochet in that 3rd loop. And again, I'm going to just put this like this. See your V-stitches? We're not going in these V-stitches. I'm going to just put this in here. We're not going in this or this. We're going in the front. So we're going into the front. And I'll show you again. And this is your royal ridge stitch, and it's your half double crochet in the 3rd loop. And here we go again. Here's that loop. Here's that 3rd loop, and it happens to fall in front of, there it is again, and it's going to get easier and easier for you to know which one you're going into. And if I turn this around, see your ridge is coming out? There's your ridge. So we're going to turn this around because we want to finish this row, and we're going to do a half double crochets in that front loop. And we're going to go right across and work the front loop. Very, very different stitch. Very, very pretty turn of events. Once you're done with the row, it just makes for a really, really pretty, clean looking stitch. And it's the Royal Ridge stitch. And here we go again. And I wanted to show you with this color as well. And again, here it is, it's sticking right out at you. And you're just going to get used to know where you're going. Here we go, we're going right in there. And then at the very end, it's right there. And there it is right there. But when you turn it around, there's your ridge. It's really pretty. And see all the ridges from every row you did. This would be a really pretty scarf, or a really, really pretty Afghan. So now, again, you would chain 1 and turn your work. And again, here are your crochet stitches. Here is your V. You never work in that. You always work in that 3rd loop. And that 3rd loop is right here. It's right in the front. I wanted to pull that right up so you could see it. And you're going to work right in that and make your half double crochet. And we're going to work right across in every stitch across where that 3rd loop is at each stitch, and we're going to make a half double crochet. And we're going to do this right across. And see it, it's right here. I'm going to pull this apart. See it right there? That's where we go. I just wanted to pull it apart so you could see it. Here's another one. And it just gets easier as you go along. Here's another one right there. Here's another one right here. And I'm going to just do this, but I'm not going to finish it. I'm going to do this, but then I'm going to kind of sneak this around so you can kind of see. We're going into the V-stitch, but we're going into that third loop, that first stitch that looks at you, but not into your V-stitches. So that's where you're going, into that third loop, the one that's sticking out at you. And we're going to do this right across. And again, by doing this, what happens is when you make your half double crochet in these cross stitches right here, or this third loop, what it does is you make it here and it pushes those two stitches out. So it actually pushes your V-stitch out towards the back, and I'll show you. It pushes it towards the back, and it creates the ridge, and that's what's creating these ridges, because it's working in the front of the V-stitch and it's pushing that V-stitch out because you're working in the third loop. I hope that makes sense. And this is what we do right across. We just work in that third loop and it pushes that stitch out. It pushes the stitch out that we would normally work in other stitches. And that helps create that ridge. And this will be, like I said, you'll do this right across until you get to the very end. You will make your half double crochets, and sometimes that last one is kind of tight, depending on how you crochet. I crochet kind of tight. So there we go, and we're going to make that last one. Now watch what happens. There's your royal ridge stitch. When you turn this around, there's your other ridge. There it is right there. And that's what happens when you turn that around. You're going to chain one, and you're not going to, that's not considered anything. And you're going to turn your work around, and you're going to go back, and you're going to go right in here and work that front third loop. And you're going to do this all the way across. And you're going to find it that for some reason, I find that when you get into your third and fourth row, to me, it just gets easier. I don't know whether it's because you're used to it and it just gets easier to find. You don't even have to go searching for that. It just kind of pops out at you. And I'm going to show you. We're going to go into that third loop. And I'm going to turn this around, and there's your next ridge. It's right here. See it? But see, it's your V-stitch that's been pushed back to the back so that it's on the other side. So we're going to just do this right across, and we're going to go into that third loop. You can call it a third loop. You can call it a front loop if you want. It's the front loop that's staring at you. You can call it that as well. But that's what we're going to do, and we're going to do this right across. And I'm trying to tilt this in a way that you can see it. Sometimes I like to make sure that the camera is giving you a good visual. So here we go. There's another one. Here's another one. And you're just going to do this right across until you get to the very end. And again, this is your royal ridge stitch. And then you're going to grab that very last one. And that's what the front looks like, but watch, because what's going to happen when you work the other side, that's going to make the ridge on this side come out. So you chain one and watch. There's your ridge. That's the ridge that you just finished, you just made. Again, that's what you, once you make that, that's what you just made. You just made that ridge. You chain one, chain your work, and you're going to do a half double crochet in that first front loop, or the third loop, whatever you want to call it. So we're going to do it, and we're going to do it again here, and we're going to do it right across in every front loop or third loop, right across. We're going to do this. You'll make a half double crochet, and it looks like you've got 2 rows of half double crochets together, but what ends up happening is when you turn this around and you go to your, and you work your row on the other side, then it makes your ridge on this side, and it makes your ridge come out. And it moves very, very, very quickly right across. It's a very pretty stitch. It's a very easy take along stitch. If you wanted to make a scarf with this, you can make Afghans with this. You can make baby blankets with this. You can make whatever you want with this. You could make a pretty shawl with this, pretty sweater with this, a nice bed runner with this for the top of your bed, a nice runner and for your feet to keep your feet warm, whatever you wanted to do, and you would just do that. So let me show you. So I'm going to show you what happens when you turn this around. And there it is. There's your ridge. And you just continue to do this for every row until you finish your work. And it's a beautiful, beautiful ridge stitch. And this is, again, called the Royal Ridge Stitch. Isn't that pretty? I hope you enjoyed this tutorial of the Royal Ridge Stitch. This is Maria from Crochet A to Z. Thank you for being here. Please subscribe, please like. Have a great day, have a great evening, and I love you all. Bye-bye.